Yo, what's good, everybody? This Freddie G with another episode of School of Hard Knocks. I think EP Part 22. Man, we finna we had a great weekend in sports, man. I'm looking forward to it. And then not only that, this week is also the start of NBA. The NBA start this Wednesday. You know, we got a lot of stuff going on. It ain't gonna be a long episode, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Man, this college football weekend was one in the making. A lot of upsets. A lot of upsets. Um, I got to start off with the first one that happened on Friday night. Now, granted, I know a lot of Georgia fans. They're probably ecstatic. You know, they had a good weekend. They beat Ole Miss. I'm gonna get to that here later on, but Georgia fans got to be patting themselves on the back watching what happened Friday night with Carson Beck. This dude, I think he threw for over 258 yards, but all in the same time, he threw 4 interceptions. That's crazy. I I think he was starting to revert back to his Georgia days because, like, come on, this dude threw 4 interceptions and no touchdowns. That's crazy. And then and lost some unranked Louisville team. So let's go on the timeline. Um, Carson Beck, who sat behind Stetson Bennett for a couple years and won national championships, but as a backup quarterback, 2023, he started his campaign as starter and had a Salute Brody. He started his Carson Beck started his starting journey in 2023 with a great season up until the SEC championship when they played Alabama, and that was his first loss as a starter. In which the next year he came back, he was looking forward to. It was 2 or 3 things he had on the list that he wanted to accomplish. He wanted to win the Heisman, win the SEC championship, and win a national championship. But he fell short because he lost to Alabama again in a game at Bryant Denny. So then he lost against Ole Miss last year as well. And he almost lost against Georgia Tech. So, but they eventually got good and they beat Texas twice. They beat Texas in the SEC championship, but they still fell to Notre Dame, I think, in the playoffs. So that was and then I forgot to mention in the SEC game, I think Carson Beck he tore something. I forgot what it was, but yeah, man, it was pretty like unfortunate because that was his last game as a Georgia Bulldog, and he ended up transferring to Miami. But the girl he was with, that was going out with, was in Miami as well. They ended up breaking up in the spring. He still continued to go to the school, and they started off with a good season. But like I said, man, you start to see teams open up in around week 4 or 5, and once you start seeing around then, like you start seeing the team for what they are. Like they was beat up on teams. Like I ain't gonna say that was gonna. I'm not gonna discredit them, but they lost to an unranked Louisville team. Now I can't say nothing because we lost to an unranked Florida State, and we see how pitiful they are right now. But granted, I think I think the ceiling for Miami, I think it's reached its peak. I think they're still gonna lose about a game or two more. I think they might make the playoffs. I got them making the playoffs, but they probably just gonna be in the top 10. You know, um, they gotta do better, man. That's 4 interceptions. That's unforgiving. That's unheard of, pretty much, almost. Yeah, I seen that. I seen it for the Billy Napier. Man, he ain't the only coach that should got fired. They should got fired this weekend. So look, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that right now. Matter of fact, um, Billy Napier of the Florida, well, former head coach of the Florida Gators was released today. Um, after a victory last night against Mississippi State, but it wasn't enough. The victory against Texas against a ranked team wasn't enough. So they made a decision today to go ahead and let go of it, which I knew it was coming. I knew they was gonna fire dude eventually. I knew they was gonna fire him eventually. But I read that he was 22. He has a losing record as head coach, and it's the crazy part. He's 22-23. Like he's won 22 games, lost 23 games. He's 5-17 against top teams, against ranked teams. He's 5-17, which is piss poor, you know. But you gotta admit it was coming at some point. So Billy Napier got fired. I don't know who's gonna be the next head coach for Florida, but I think a lot of coaches gonna start getting fired because a lot of teams losing. Like man, look, Hugh Freeze, he had 4 close games that he should have won. Auburn head coach, he had 4 games that they should have won, and it was all close. And then they just couldn't finish it. They couldn't get the job done. And then with that comes the hot seat, which is and he even admitted he know what he signed up for. But damn though, man, you pushing it close, like you pushing it real close. What you say? It's gonna be a freeze warning. So you ain't got to worry about that freeze warning because your ass gonna get fired. You ain't gonna be cold no more. But look, and my all time favorite head coach. Well, no, I'm just trolling. But who also should got fired? Who also should get fired? The great legendary future Hall of Famer coach Mike Norvell. He should have he talked his shit the first week. They beat Alabama, which, like I said, man, it's always a victory when you beat Alabama. They beat Alabama. The next thing you know, reality. I mean, you beat some like Rudy Poo teams, but then you start playing these other teams like Miami. Which was the only good team that beat y'all because Pittsburgh had a losing record and they beat y'all. Virginia wasn't even ranked and they beat y'all. Like, come on now. And y'all lost to Stanford last night. I didn't even have to watch the full game. 'Cause I watched the first quarter. It was like, yeah, Florida State gonna lose this game. In which I woke up to this morning, y'all did. Like I ain't have to guess. Yeah, he's horrendous. He's trash. He is pathetic, bro. Like, dude, I'm looking at it now. I can't wait. I'm looking for it because not only do he get fired, the whole staff get fired. That means Gus gets fired. Like all of that. I don't care. And then and I hate it for him. Dude he got hit last night, but Buddy shouldn't be talking that shit too. Like I'm telling you, dude, karma real though. I don't know if everybody ever told y'all this, but karma is real. So you talk that shit, and now look at you. Lost more than you won. Fuck a playoff berth. Y'all ain't even gonna get a bowl game. Like, ain't no way, dude. Like you spent your whole summer planning to beat this one team. Planning to beat this one team. The next thing you know, like it's a celebration. It's a Super Bowl. Y'all won it. Now, like I said, man, reality back in, and y'all back to. I'm hearing like dudes like Jeff T saying the Florida State back, and I'm looking back. I go, oh my god. Well, I hate to break it to people like that, but this ain't '99, so it is what it is on that standpoint. All these coaches, like I'm telling you, James Franklin, Billy, it's like every week a coach getting fired. I'm telling you right now, I won't be surprised if Mike Norvell get fired before the end of the week. I'm telling you that right now. It's either between Hugh Freeze or Mike Norvell. And damn, Dabo Swinney ain't too far behind. Because they lost last night too. They sorry ass. Like, come on, bro. All these coaches that claim that they got the key to all these coaches that claim they got the key to success, like Mike Norvell, Dabo Swinney, Hugh Freeze. The key to success is not helping you because now y'all put yourself in this position within soon. You don't know when it's coming. You might get released to your job. So it's a scary game, but it is what it is though. You got to look at it like that. But uh, back to these games though, man. It was a lot of good games this week. A lot of good games. I went to the Alabama game against Tennessee. I didn't get to stay long, but look, I was there up until like the in the third quarter. But at the same time, it was a miraculous event. Stadium was packed. The fans was going crazy. A lot of tents outside. A lot of drunk former students, adults. Like a lot of fandom. Like it's like a brotherhood, and that's why I encourage a lot of people like that's a fan of their teams to go to these stadiums. Like go to that like team games if you got a chance to. Like I stay like 2 hours away from Bryant Denny, so I go every blue moon. But I encourage a lot of you like fans to go to your home team stadiums because it's an experience for sure, you know. But like I said, man, the game was pretty demanding. Alabama stayed in the lead pretty much the whole game. Um, my favorite thing, I think I hate that I missed it, but I went to the restroom right when Tennessee quarterback threw the pick six, ended at halftime because I came around the corner. We was up 16-7, and I'm looking like I came back around and it's like a lot of folks screaming and jumping, and then I'm thinking like, and then looking at the scores 22-6 to 7. I'm like, well, damn. So like the game was great, man. We pretty much ran through the our opponents in this gauntlet. We still got South Carolina this coming up week. We can't look over anybody. It's gonna be a gauntlet. So, but it is what it is on that standpoint. It's the SEC. You gotta prepare for hard games. Ohio State, they are at number one. Uh, you know, I sir, like I said before, and I'm gonna say it again. Ohio State is probably in Oregon to me are one of the most fraudulent teams out there. Um, as much as like I can't stand dude David Portnoy, he cool, but like I love when he talks shit about Ohio State because it's basically facts. They don't play nobody. They don't play nobody, and then not only that, when they play Michigan, which is gonna be crazy, it would be fitting and crazy if Michigan end up beating because like Michigan, they're not that far away from the top 12 at all. Like they right there. They might be 25 right now, but a lot of teams still got to play each other that's ranked, and this 4 or 5 games left, including not including the conference championship games. So with that, it's the hope for a lot of teams that's in the top 25 because you never know how much it's gonna shape up. But if Michigan can find a way to beat or Ohio State, and Ohio State has not lost to anybody all season, and Michigan mess around and beat them, there's gonna be so much chaos. I swear. At least in Ohio State, it's gonna be a lot of chaos. I don't care if you just won a championship or not. Y'all can't beat y'all damn rival in half a decade. Yeah, I seen that. I seen that. Y'all play Michigan State, which is also gonna be a good game too. I think I got y'all still winning that one by probably 2 touchdowns. Um, man, like I said, man, I think Michigan has a chance to run the table if they did because they don't. I think if they could just beat everybody they played coming up, then I think they'll be all right. Yeah, and that quarterback ain't even that good. Like he's straight, but they beating up on Rudy Poo teams. So I ain't finna get dude all that credit. I ain't finna get dude none of that credit at all. But nah, Vanderbilt and LSU played this week, and I gotta hand it to him, which is crazy. Like Diego, he only had one pass, two touchdowns, but dude showed out against LSU. He really did do his thing, and Gus Nussmeyer or whatever the hell you call his name. Hey, he was on the sideline crying, and I'm thinking like, man, ain't no way LSU. Which is like I said, I'm telling everybody, this Vanderbilt team is not nothing to like slouch at. Like we need them to be looking good the rest of the season, just like we need Georgia to look good the rest of the season, and hell, like we need Tennessee to look good the rest of the season. So we need a lot of these teams that we need to beat to look good to make us look better. So, um, but LSU lost to they lost to Vanderbilt, and now Vanderbilt's in the top 10, which is I think they said Vanderbilt's highest like rankings in the 78 years. Like that's a long time. Like I want to be honest with you, I got a great grandmother. My great grandma was born in 36. So, you know, like it's not that far from that. It's been that long since Vanderbilt been ranked that high, which is crazy. So congrats to Vanderbilt, you know. Yeah. I know Justice went over there. It was another running back that transferred too. But y'all know he went to Michigan. Yeah, y'all got the offense. Y'all quarterback, he just a freshman too, so he gotta give him time. Cause y'all might have him for like the next year or two. But like I said, man, this been a good college football season. A lot of teams that we done seen a lot of teams' personality, their edginess, and how they could overcome a lot of these obstacles. And we just like kind of technically in the middle of the season. So it's a great college football season. Um NBA start back this week too. I'm gonna get on that before I head out. And like I said, man, I got Golden State coming out the West, and I'm gonna ride on my team, the Heat. You know, like with Unc. But when I say looking at these other teams that made these additions, I think like especially with the Clippers, they might have added like more experience, but at the same time they added like more injury prone too. Cause they like more like you adding these players, which is great. You got Bradley Beal, you got James Harden, Chris Paul, Kawhi Leonard. You got all these great players, but the chances of them getting injured, and you better have a good bench. You better have a good bench, because if not, it's over with. It is over with. So, I mean, I think the Clippers still gonna be in the top 5 for sure. Golden State, I think they gonna float around the top 3. Houston, they got Kevin Durant, so they gonna be in the top 3 for sure. So I can't discredit them. But I got the Lakers. I got them outside the top 7, so probably 8 or 9. They did not make any adjustments or any major improvements. Yeah, Lakers gonna be trash. They didn't the Lakers have not done any. I'm gonna say one more time. I'm not getting my stutter, but this is proof. The Lakers did not make any major adjustments in the offseason. They signed a Phoenix Suns recycle paper pretty much. And that's really about it. They Marcus Smart. They signed Marcus Smart too, like a defensive player of the year from like 2-3 years ago. It's a guard. Like none of these are gonna be improvements. You let go. You traded Anthony Davis, which I mean, maybe hindsight 2020. I don't know how's it gonna work out. Luka's probably better in shape than Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis is over there with Klay Thompson, Kyrie Irving, and the #1 draft pick in my former college. Well, not former. He attended my favorite college basketball team, the Duke Blue Devils. Cooper Flag. They are all on the same team with a lot of bench players that could provide sustainable damage to any other team in the NBA. So I got Dallas in my top 3 as well, which is it's common sense. But Lakers, they have not made no improvements. They made no improvements. They got and they it was fucked up. They got this roster spot and this sorry ass son playing. And play people be like, you don't need to criticize his son because look, the dude is 21 years old. Or he's grown. I got every right to trash this dude. He play in the league. And if I see trash on my TV, I'm gonna get furious, I'm gonna bring it up. So it is what it is, man. I know I'm gonna hurt a lot of y'all LeBron fans. I know I'm gonna hurt y'all Kings feelings, but you know I don't too much give a damn about that. Yeah, I heard he was a locker room problem though. That's why he left Phoenix. They got him out of there quick. They don't give a damn what he did in the postseason. Like this dude, like, man, come on, bro. You gotta look at stuff from the distance and notice you peep bullshit before it happened. Now, LeBron is upset with the Lakers for whatever reason for him not getting an extension. Well, it was something to that degree. Uh, but the new Lakers GM, he ain't with that. He ain't with that shit. He ain't with that Jeannie Buss shit, letting him get away with everything. So this new GM standing on business, which I applaud him for. We get tired of this kiss ass stuff from LeBron, man. Like, and I can't everybody gotta kiss this dude's ass, bro. You know you're gonna get a lot of people get mad and get upset. But it is what it is at that aspect. Yeah, he hurt. But the nigga was on Casanat channel not like 2-3 weeks ago. But he hurt. Doing all these damn commercials and whatnot. I'm like, bro, you set yourself up for this, man. But he know this. He just like the attention. He just like the attention. It is what it is with his clown ass. But yeah, I got the Lakers finishing outside the top 7. I ain't really thought too much about the East. I'll get to that later. But more to say, but the NBA week starts this week, this Wednesday, and it's gonna be fabulous, man. I can't wait. I cannot wait. A lot of teams is gonna have a lot of things to say, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it out. This Freddie G, man. This School of Hard Knocks. I appreciate you pulling up on me, Brody, Alex. Uh, I might be back this week, man. Oh, I start Tuesday. Shit, say less. That's even better. Yeah, I might pull back up in here tomorrow. I might pull back up in here on Tuesday. I don't know. But man, this is Freddie G. Peace out.